Kia ora koutou katoa, welcome to my YouTube channel, and thank you for coming along and watching my videos. If you like what I do, so please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also leave me a thumbs up or a like, or a like, that's the same thing, and or leave a comment, and or share them if you feel like they may benefit someone else, that you benefit other people, so that would be really awesome. So the other thing is with my Facebook page, I do encourage connecting to both, just because I have different content coming up on there for different things, like on social media platforms, they work slightly different. So anyway, but there's be some posts on there of some different some workshops that are coming up that I will be doing, and some retreats that I'll be a part of in the near future. So anyway, the other thing is just a reminder that these reads are general, so they may or may not resonate with you. So if they don't, or if it isn't quite fully resonating with you, don't try and make it fit, but just feel free to change the characters around or what is going on in your life into the story, in the sense that, it may resonate, that theme, the theme that's coming through may resonate with you in that sense. So that's what I mean by that. So the other thing is, if it doesn't quite gel with you, check out one of your other signs. So because this is for Libra, and it may be in your astrological chart, sign chart, star sign chart, whatever you like to call it. I like to call it the astrological chart. It may be, in your sun, moon, rising, and or Venus sign for you. Okay, so check that out, because even if it does resonate and you're feeling like you might want a bit more, check out one of the other signs, because it may bring a more comprehensive overview of what is going on for you, and maybe fill some of the gaps if it's not quite gelling with you. Okay, so anyway, if you don't know what your other signs are, there is a link in the description box below that will take you to a website that has a free calculator on it, and it will work it out for you. Cool. And you can have a gaze at that, have a look, see, and see what other energies you're connected. You'll be quite surprised actually when you have a read about them, about what the other signs are like, the personalities and that sort of thing. It's way more than that, of course, but it's like and bring them together, it's like you start to see these traits in you. So I kind of feel like this is part of the message, and just in starting that, you may be seeing these, or you may have seen these traits in you in the distant past and even in the recent past come up again, and maybe you've ditched some of them, or maybe not fully, or something like that, but you've been maybe working on yourself. But actually what I'm hearing and seeing is like something has pushed a button or poked the bear in you, and something has come out, and it's like, oh, okay. So I wouldn't be surprised in this last couple of months, more so in these last month, or maybe a couple of weeks more so, it may have been a bit intense for you, and going in a bit deeper than you normally have been or normally do, because it's kind of like there is like and for some of you, I feel like there's another phase that is, you're going into a deeper phase of whatever it is that you're working on with yourself, okay, and moving forward in a yes, itchy, but it's somebody's talking, there's somebody around, itching, irritating, like, or getting you to notice something. So anyway, I'll just park them up for a little bit. So there may be something there where you are working on yourself, where it's things that are starting to like come to a head in a way. So, and it's maybe there is, because it's like for some of you, I feel like it may be quite intense. It's maybe something that you've not so much just you, but something that in you that you've put up with in a relationship, for instance, say, or something that's happening, and it's like you're seeing things in yourself that it's brought up. Maybe in somebody else's relationship that you're seeing, and seeing things that it's brought up within you that you're processing as you move forward into a relationship or out of a relationship, a romantic type one or whatever. Not necessarily a romantic one, it could be a business partnership or a business or a friendship in that sense, and it may be like a family situation, or something like that. It's not like this isn't specifically about one area, but it could be it will be for you in maybe one area specifically, but maybe a couple of areas where in your life where you've noticed about yourself and how you relate to other people and that sort of things, and what is, what drama you've been brought into with you. So there's something of the first card out. So I'm doing a spread that's like past, present, future, and a bit in you, and like and a challenge and a little bit of advice or a suggestions and how you can work through that or get around that, or okay, anyway, there's a few things going on there, and the possible outcome and what that might look like for you. And some of you will get this and some of you will not get it so much, so that's why I say it could be more, just check out what your other signs are saying, but it could be more for you because these are, forecasts in a sense. It may be that it may be more of a forecast for you. Okay. Oh my gosh. So some of you may not be speaking up or speaking your truth in a way. Or you may be, for some of you, I feel it's the opposite. Maybe, well, you haven't been speaking your truth. Some of you haven't been expressing your truth. And some of you may be like, it may be the way that you're speaking it, or talking or speaking to people about what is going on. And it may be, for some of you, you're needing to watch the words that you're using, but also the tone to get the best possible result, okay? And it's going in with it's not just with a one-eyed sort of perspective. It's going in for the greater good of one and all, and that sort of thing, because it's kind of like you, it's just, people, we can't change people, and we the only thing we can change is things that are to do with ourselves, because that's who we have control of. What we have control of is ourselves, okay, and how we put ourselves out there, how we speak, and what blah blah blah, and the actions that we take. It's all a learning curve for us, okay. Anyway, where are they going? It's just stop. So they may be coming to a pause there for you at the moment. So anyway, the Tower is the first card. It's like the Tower is about, radical, something is changing, and it may be quite radical. It might be quite a big thing for you, but then, define a big thing, because, depending on where we are, something small might be something humongous for somebody else. So there's something, but whatever it is, there's a radical transformation. This card here talks about, in this deck, the Starman Tarot deck, talks about it is in the, I know that radical transformation is required of me, which goes back to how we were talking, how they were talking about, this is the only one we can have control of is ourselves, okay? So there is some sort of transformation that's going on with you or coming up with you, for you, and it's like, even though this is in the past, I feel like some of you, it may be like you might be right in that now, they're really noticing at that, and sometimes some of you may not see it until next week, okay, and then you realize, it'd be more in the past for you. So I forgot to say that these are going to be like 2 weekly, fortnightly reads now, not weekly. So I'm bringing in a new series, something different as well. See how that goes, and it's more, it's slightly different, but in different sort of context. So we'll see how that goes. So so these, so I'll be doing the other reads in the next week, and the messages that come through from there are going to be more channeled from some of my multi-dimensional energies that work with me, okay. Anyway, healing and meditation and that sort of thing, so slightly different. So anyway, going back to this, so there may be some changes in the way that you view things and the way that you do things, okay? And it may seem quite a radical change for you, because sometimes change is quite radical, but there's something in order for you to move or to shift into a new path or a new relationship or a new way of being or a new something new that you're doing for yourself. It may be that there is a radical transformation in the sense of the way you're eating, your eating plan. It may be that you've been trying or wanting to shift into a better eating plan or lifestyle, and that with sort of bringing something or exercise into your daily lifestyle, and looking at that as just, you know, second nature sort of a thing. And so shifting from that, it could be something like that. It could be shifting, you know, something, you know, like you're transforming into the sense of how you view something, maybe certain people that are in your life, or how you view a certain aspect of, you know, something that's going on in the world or something like that. And that may be the catalyst to help you like look at things and transform what you're in going through something which has probably got something to do in a few areas of your life, most likely, because once we transform or you know, work through something, and it opens the doors or the windows, your eyes right up, the world right up, as to, like, you know, and exploring other things and seeing how you know, what you've, okay, what I'm hearing with Spirit is what you've missed out on, or what you can achieve, you know, what you can, who you can connect with, you know, like how much money you can make, actually, if you put your, get your A into G, actually how many inches you can lose, just to get yourself a little bit more fitter, a little bit more leaner, so you can, you know, enjoy, you know, moving around with, say, your children or your grandchildren or whatever it is, and or just general in life, you know, that sort of thing. And it, you know, whatever it is, it's usually some sort of emotional attachment to that or blockage there. Okay, so anyway, so that's the Tower, which is either in the recent past or in the right and now. So there's some sort of, you know, amazing transformation that is coming through, or that you're a breakthrough for you in some way or form. The Seven of Swords is like in the present now. So it may be that, you know, this is because it's like in order to do that, to get this is about, I want what others have. So you may have have had some restrictions around you, like mentally, emotionally, you know, physically, you know, spiritually, and even soulfully, when you look at the whole bigger picture, that you're processing in your relationship with yourself, your relationship with your parents, you know, animals, you know, your teacher, you know, things that come up, and with all these, and, you know, belief systems that have maybe been tucked away in there, that have stopped you or slowed you or hindered you in using either one of those words, or, you know, or down from reaching your fullest potential within. So there's something coming out. So in this picture, there's a tank and the water's flowing. There's a crack in the glass or a smash in the glass. So it's like there's something flowing out. There's something like you smashed through something. So this is more in the present for you, that just may not be right now for you, but it may be coming up. So then we're looking more into the future. Okay, so I am hyper alert to all possible forms of conflict. So there may be a thing about you going into, like, being in battle or frustrated about things that are with the wands. So the Tower there, the Swords, is like getting out of your head, basically, and communicating. You know, getting out of your head, because you may be overthinking things. Okay, which has put you in this place. So there's, you know, in this place of space where you are, where you're not being, you know, where you have felt restricted, but there seems to be like there's something that's shifting around in your way of thinking, and there's a breakthrough, okay, with that. And the Tower helps you find that, get to that breakthrough, or this Tower energy. This is, you know, for some of you, it helps you like break through something, and allows you to like keep moving, or move in the direction, or just like, you know, how sometimes you kind of, there's that thing about not so much, you know, not fully processing it or not quite getting it, but you know you're nearly there. And so it's just something there's to tweak. It's like, that's the kind of feeling that I'm getting here with that. It's like, like there's things that have happened, or you've thought about this and somebody's mentioned that, and it's like, okay, I get that, and it's kind of not quite like connected or just about though. And it's like there's another maybe step or two. Well, this is kind of like there's that next step. It's like, okay, I get that now. So it's like there's a feeling of a sense of relief. Now, a lot of us would have, what's today, Wednesday. So about Saturday, Sunday, I kind of felt a shift coming through, and it's something was shifting. And then by Sunday, something else had shifted. And it's like, it was really very interesting. So it kind of like allowed me to see something that I had been seen before but didn't want to accept, you know, that being, or didn't want to really express it or say it. And then somebody, a friend of mine, said something, blah, blah, and then I just broke down in tears. Interestingly enough, because she's very, you know, psychic, empathic as well. She kind of felt that before, and it's like, oh, so it's you. And I said, yes, sorry about that. Anyway, so but it's kind of like helped, there's that shift with somebody saying, and so sometimes it may be like shedding a few tears, but it was just kind of like that initial, that breakthrough that I was like, oh yeah. And I said, yeah, I know. I've just got to, you know, move through that and blah, blah, blah. And anyway, there was, during the rest of the day, there was more shifts. And by come Monday, Monday morning, there was an even greater shift in the sense of that sense of peace and relief and serenity about what was there, okay, what I was processing. So there could be something like a little bit like that, but it's kind of like this part here that the Tower has brought out for you, and it's the next, you know, with whatever it is for you. And I'm hearing the word acceptance with that. So then we have the Five of Wands, which comes in. It's like the fives are always about some sort of, you know, disharmony that's going on around. So it's like you get so far in what you're doing and you're processing, and something comes up. And it's like something comes up. It's not with the disharmony. Obviously, something has frustrated you. There's a little bit of action there. And you may be feeling like you're fighting against yourself, but also others as well, and battling to get maybe your point across, or blah, blah, blah. Like you've got, and this is in the future, in the near future, okay? So, but it's like, okay, that's okay. So it's just like, it's what I'm hearing from Spirit is not using up too much of your energy, okay, with that one. So it's going in there. So, and it's like not being, allowing yourself to see, be coming from the observer side, observer side of things, okay? And, you know, and it's like in your energy maybe quite like out there, and like you're noticing things as well, and how the same thing sort of kind of affects you as well. So it's just like, you know, going with the flow of it and seeing what you learn, okay? Taking what you've learned into that situation so you don't get too caught up in it. But it's just, it's also about, you know, taking it easy on yourself and others as well. Then we have the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so there is something about I perfect the art of balancing responsibility. So there is this balancing here act that you may be going through, and I feel like it could be something to do with like money as well. So there's a little bit of money stuff going in there, and you may be with the Two of Pentacles, but it's like there's something, it's not just about the money side, but it is, and it isn't for some of you. It could be about more the energy side, because money can be seen as a bartering tool, as an exchange of energy in a way, whether you're giving or receiving and that sort of thing. But I do feel like that a lot of you, it is about whatever it is that you're working through. Could be money issues or financial issues or something like that. But I'm just hearing, like, just have faith in yourself. You'll balance it out, because then it's like, here is, you know, the Seven of Cups. I use my imagination. So there's something about, you know, being creative about what it is that you, what is going through there, and how you, you know, with this balancing of money and that, is because it's like this is like something new, like a gift that comes to you, or an idea that, or an opportunity that comes to you, which takes you into that space. Is like, okay, so it being about being responsible for things. It could be the way in which you see how money flows, and, you know, flows, okay, comes and goes, flows basically in and out of your life, or throughout your life, which goes back to that. So it's like you're breaking a cycle in a way. So then we have the Seven of Cups, which is, you know, this is about, you know, your imagination is putting it out there. What do you see in the future? So that may be with you doing a vision board of some type, just to like keep you on track, or to bring out what it is, so you can, you know, find your passion, which I feel like we pretty much already know. But and just realizing too, what Spirit is saying is that not always is that one thing that what, you know, like how we view it. It could be like in a different way here, or in a different way there. But it's like, and so they're asking you to like you know, be creative and think outside of the square, how you can like work with this money that you've received, given, you know, all this opportunity that's come to you. And it could be, like I say, the way that you're looking at money as well. And how do I, you know, make more or create more abundance and prosperity in that way? So, but there is this about achieving your dreams and going into the dreams. It's like dream big. And it's also about using your intuition, is where the cups is too. It's about how I get to, you know, to create all this prosperity in my life and where to now. So it's like with the cups, you're tapping into your feelings, your emotions, your intuition, your creativity. But it's also about relationships too. And our emotional connection with ourselves and others, or with yourself and others as well. So there's that whole kit and caboodle in there, and how do I bring that all together? So it's like looking back. So this is kind of where I feel where you maybe are now for some of you, or coming up, or you may be like, this may be something that's more that you've been working through, and there's another phase of it, okay? So then we have the King of Swords. So the King of Swords comes in a challenge. So it may be a little bit of a challenge getting out of your head. Now the King of Swords, it's like, I believe in a fair world for all. So he talks about, he brings in that energy like he's in control of whatever's going on in his head. He knows who he is. He knows what he's, you know, he knows how to like move past all this negative stuff and use it or utilize it for the greatest and highest good for himself and for one and all, basically, and all. So it's kind of like, he's not letting, you know, stuff get to him, but he's more in his power. He's communicating clearly and well. He's communicating his ideas in the sense that he's making them happen. He's making decisions, which is allowing him to be assertive in his power. This is kind of like in a loving way, not in an asshole way, okay? So this is like asserting your power and your thoughts and your feelings. But, you know, there are life challenges, you know, coming and going. But that is the challenge, is staying in control of being in your right mind, being in your mind, going, you know, further in that journey of going in about studying what is going on in your head, and shifting those negative thought patterns or those negative belief systems that come up in your head that are from the past and what have you, and whatever traumatic situation there are. So there's some emotional stuff and, you know, some thinking stuff going on. You know, I say mental emotional because that's, you know, there is a lot of mental stuff or logical stuff, mentality things going on there. It's like shifting those thought patterns, basically, and the words that you choose to use, okay? And then we have the wheel in the challenge, in the advice, or the suggestion here. So it's like, I understand there is a time and a season for everything. So it's going into that space with the Wheel of Fortune. This is most commonly known in other decks. So it's realizing and remembering and going into that space that, you know, things, you know, there is a cycle in life. Sometimes money comes, sometimes money goes, and sometimes we have not a lot of money, we're going at the bottom of it, and then things come right and we're starting to climb back up, and we get to be, you know, more better at handling our money, or money comes in and we're creating, you know, more income or whatever it is, and then we get up to the top again, and it's like, that's when we're at the top, and then things may go a little bit awry for whatever reason. It may be through your own actions or through, you know, no fault of your own or whatever, but it's coming back around. Sometimes it does that, but seasons go around, and what they're showing me is, like with the seasons, different things come up. You know, like there's, you know, with the winter, yes, it's a little bit cold, so you're processing, or we're going through having to learn to live with the weather, you know, adapt to that situation. And then we get to summer, you know, or autumn or spring, and, you know, and we're having to learn to adapt to that situation, just like the Mother Earth does, and the plant life does, and the animal life does, the animal world kingdom does as well. So it's like just remembering that, you know, what, you know, there is a time and a season for everything. So that's beautiful how they got me to, I must take that on board myself, and remembering that, and remember how they use that to explain it, to put it through. So that's beautiful. So it's a beautiful, like, and when we get to that place, because I'm just feeling like really settled now at the moment, and you know, with that, you know, feeling of realization, that alignment, and coming into that sort of thing. So it is about allowing ourselves to be adaptable, and it's like, you know, the seasons, you know, there are different fruit and vegetables with each season that we have available to us. So utilizing that, what is around us, what nature brings us, there's a reason for it. Temperance, okay, and the possible outcome would be temperance, balance. So I am astonished by the beauty of life in all its facets. So talking about, you know, going into that beautiful, balanced, serene, peaceful sort of space, it's kind of, that's the energy that I'm feeling from that, is feeling that, having that sense of knowing that, yes, all is well, basically, okay? So the energy, the crystal that I have today, that I was going to use the cards, but I've just been more drawn to the crystal cards that I have, but I'm being actually more drawn to this one today, and others for the other readings as well. And this one is aragonite or aragonite, depending on how you like to pronounce that. So this is a white one. Now I feel like I've got some others here, but this is the white one that I've got here anyway. So this aragonite or aragonite is an earth healer and grounder, encouraging conservation and recycling, increases energy, in particular the energy of prayers and magic charms. Said to boost self-confidence and feelings of self-worth, provides insight into the basis of problems, and stimulates communication on a higher plane. It also diminishes anger and relieves stress, chronic fatigue, hair loss, and wrinkled skin. So I don't know where that one, but anyway, I'm going to read it because it may be relevant to somebody out there. So this is quite a, it looks a bit porous, but this is a raw piece. Because I quite like the raw pieces, but I do also like the polished pieces as well. But this is a beautiful energy in here, very light, but it is quite dense. I'm saying that in a little bit weight, but it's got a light energy. So it is amazing grounding, and I'm just feeling it grounding me now, as I am, Libra is in one of my signs as well in my chart. So anyway, I'll leave that with you in there, and I just feel like I want to, you know, see... pull a card from here, from the Energy Oracle deck. That's this one here. And, oh, okay, I'm going to take that one. Okay, so the first chakra, Archangel Michael, grounding. Okay, here we go. Beautiful. So we just talked about that. So he's number 35 in this deck, and this grounding in the first chakra, root chakra, 3, balance. We just finished talking about that, bringing balance, more balance, and grounding, stability and security. Because when we're grounded, we feel a lot more stable. We feel a lot more, you know, secure, and that we've got some sort of foundation underneath us or with us, you know. So, and when we're in that, and it's like, and it can fix the whole, you know, it can affect our whole being, is with, you know, when one of these, our chakras is out. But when we're grounded, it's like we're more here, and we're more able to like move through things a lot more easily. God. And then we have 5 with energy. So, you know, I think that says it all. This is about like remembering what we put out to is what we receive. Okay, so it's like being in that place of peace, love, harmony, joy, excitement, and adventure, and prosperity and abundance. No matter what is going on, is bringing in that energy, so which will help us move through it, see the other side of things, but find things a little bit more adaptable, and that sort of thing. So he's here to like ground you, so you're not out there all the time, and you know, so you come back here and you can sort things out, basically. Okay, cool. Anyway, as you move on with life and any which way that life is moving with you. Okay. Anyway, so I'll leave that there with you, beautiful Librans, and I shall see you in a fortnight with these reads. Otherwise, I will see you next week with some channeling and some messages channeled and guidance in a different way. Cool. Anyway, lots of love, peace, harmony, joy, excitement, adventure, of course. and prosperity and abundance. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.